Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday night here on Southern Rounds. My name is Dave Kennedy, and I'll be your host this evening. We got a great round for you guys, some good friends of mine, and a new guy that I'm really looking forward to hearing as well. But real quickly, for any of our new viewers tonight, Southern Rounds was an idea basically birthed out of the Nashville Songwriter Round that we do right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Pretty much any night of the week around here, you can find one. It's a song swap. We wanted to take that out on the road, bring it to your theaters, to your bars, to your hometowns. Got a little sidelined, although we're going to start doing that live for you guys very soon and pivot it over here to this online platform to bring it into your homes every week or every other week, as it were, at this point in time. So we appreciate you tuning in. We're looking forward to a great round tonight. And, we're going to get started off right now with a guy named Nick Walsh. Nick, how you doing tonight, man?
Good, man. How are you? Thankful to be here.
I'm super thankful to be here. Thankful to be anywhere, especially when I'm here in my basement tonight. We appreciate you. Appreciate you heading on out to the studio and looking forward to hearing you, man. I haven't heard you before, Eric.
Absolutely, man.
Eric speaks really highly of you, and so I'm looking forward to it, man. What you got for us here?
Once again, thank you so much. And this is a song that goes out to all the important females in a man's life, and wrote it with my buddies Mark Wyatt and Eli Locke. It's called Give 'Em a Girl. If you want to see a boy learn to love a little dirt, try to act like losing don't hurt, get to feeling tough, give 'em a glove. You want to see a boy feel that freedom for the first time, little fifth gear fast, crossing county lines, pushing his luck, give 'em a truck. If you want that boy to finally understand what it means to finally give a damn how to walk that straight and narrow line, how there's more to life than neon lights, give him something pretty worth waking up to, little slice of heaven he won't ever want to lose, get him thinking about giving forever a word. If you really want to change his whole world, give him a girl who loves like her mom, a fire in her eyes, make any man want to buy a house, the front porch swing, spend his last dime on a diamond ring. If you want that boy to finally understand what it means to finally give a damn to walk that straight and narrow line, how there's more to life than neon lights, give him something pretty worth waking up to, little slice of heaven he will never want to lose, get him thinking about giving forever a word. If you really want to change his whole world, give him a girl with one on the way, crib-colored princess pink, the only thing left to do is figure out her name. If you want that boy to finally understand what it means to finally give a damn how to walk that straight and narrow line, how there's more to life than neon lights, give him something pretty worth waking up to, little slice of heaven he won't ever want to lose, get him thinking about giving forever a word. But if you really want to change his whole world, give him a girl give 'em a girl.
Yeah, that's Nick
Thank
Walsh,
you.
everybody. Man, great to have gotten to hear you the first time, man.
Yeah,
We're grateful
thanks,
to you for being here. You've had a heck of a journey that's brought you to Nashville, and I want to hear about it, but I'm going to wait till our next round so we have something else to talk about. And we'll move
Absolutely.
on. Erik Dylan and I go back several years now at this point in time, and we agreed before we went on air that we're going to let a lot of the stories between the two of us we're going to table them for tonight and not go into great detail on a lot of our wilder days. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. It's so good to see you, buddy.
Man, it's good to see you too, man. I'm looking forward to hearing you play. It's always a pleasure. Erik is absolutely one of the most well-respected songwriters in Nashville, Tennessee, and beyond. The original Flatland boy himself. And I'm going to turn it over to you, brother. I've heard about everything you got, but I can't wait to hear you play it again.
I was thinking, man, I'd like to play some new stuff tonight that I haven't got a chance to play out. Is that all right with you, Dave?
You play whatever you want to play, my brother. I'm just here to listen.
Well, this one is a brand new one. I met a guy, I just signed a new publishing deal over at 50 Egg Music, and a guy named Wyatt got signed there about the same time, and we just hit it off and love writing with each other. And this is the first song we wrote. I'm from Kansas, and he's from Ohio, and we were talking about how free it felt when we were kids, just with your first truck being able to drive around the dirt roads. Nick knows about that in Kansas, and why we ever put ourselves behind fences and became adults. So this is how this one goes. It's called Unbroken Horses. Once upon a speed trap town, when the sun went down, we was back road bound, unbroken horses. It was different then, before we built that fence. Hell, we was just like them unbroken horses. Nothing but an open road, nothing but forever to go. Nothing but the way it felt, giving that Chevy hell no saddle on your soul. Once upon a speed trap town, when the sun went down, but we was back road bound, unbroken horses. It was different then, before we built that fence. Hell, we was just like them unbroken horses. Some nights, late at night, I get back behind the wheel, close my eyes and take a ride to how you used to feel. Once upon a speed trap town, when the sun went down, we was back road bound, unbroken horses. It was different then, before we built that fence. Hell, we was just like them unbroken horses.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, you can play a new one whenever you want to, buddy. They all got to be just as good as that, though. You know,
No guarantees.
man said, "I'm just going to lead off like this." Follow that, Kevin Mack. Kevin Mack said, "All right, then."
How y'all doing, boys?
Hey, Kevin.
Good.
K-Mac and I just pulled an old switcheroo on y'all this week. I was performing and he was hosting last week, and we just said, you know what, we just going to trade places like Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd over here.
Hell yeah.
What I love about Kevin will wear his shotgun granny hat. He says, you ain't got to have a single out to sell merch now.
Shit, no, son.
That's where the money's at, man. It's in the merch.
That's why I make it. I'm all about that money.
Oh, Kevin Mack needs no introduction here, y'all. He is a Southern Rounds original gangsta, as it were. And what you got for us, my brother?
Man, I think I'm just gonna do all drinking songs tonight.
Surely not.
Shit, let's do it. This is a song I wrote with my buddy James LeBlanc, and it's good to see everyone. By the way, it's nice to be picking a little bit. This is a song called "Tie One On." I'm gonna dedicate this one to our buddy, the Outhouse, out in Virginia Beach. Man.
Yeah,
he likes this song. Here you go. Well, it's a little honky-tonk called the Smoking Gun, where I like to go when the workday's done. Yeah, I was catching a buzz, getting loud, having fun, till some old boy said, "Keep it down, son." He balled up his fist like he was ready to go. I said, "Before you get too froggy, son, I think you should know I got a black belt and tie one on. Yeah, I'm a double-fisted ninja, sipping whiskey, getting lit, and I'll drunk you till the drinks are gone. Hey, y'all, meet Jose, he's my sensei, and we can kick it all night long. I got a black belt, and what? Tie one on. El boy started laughing, said, "Bartender, 2 crowns." We raised him up, yeah, then we knocked him down. He did pretty damn good. He lasted 8 whole rounds till he tapped out and he hit the ground. I climbed up on the bar like I was 10 foot tall. Then I karate chopped the air and said, "I told y'all I got a black belt and tie one on. Yeah, I'm a double-fisted ninja, sipping whiskey, getting lit, and I'll out-drunk you till the drinks are gone. Hey, y'all, meet Jose, he's my sensei. We can kick it all night long, 'cause I got a black belt and tie one on. Chorus one more time. I got a black belt, yes I do, and tie one on. Yeah, I'm a double-fisted ninja, sipping whiskey, getting lit, and I'll out-drunk you till them drinks are all gone. Hey, y'all, meet Jose, he's my sensei. We gonna kick it all night long, 'cause I got a black belt. Yeah, now I got a black belt. Lord have mercy, I got a big old black belt and tie one on. There you go.
Yeah, man.
Kevin MaC will sing you a guitar solo now. He's not afraid. He'll play it while he's singing it.
I love that song, man. Sorry if I was playing it and looking at my phone, man. I'm getting older. I'm turning into one of the guys who has to look at the lyrics now. I'm like, shit, man.
I'm there already.
Oh God.
Hey, buddy, at least you can see them. That's the thing.
Yeah. I know.
When you got to start making that font real big and scrolling through there, then you might have an issue. But no, that's great. Kevin MaC, we're going to hear a little bit more from him here in just a little bit. But right now we got Marty asking, Nick, what you drinking there, buddy?
Is that Marty
minds
Boyles?
want to know. I don't know. I just know it's Marty.
I bet it's Marty Boyles.
I am drinking. Funny story.
We love funny stories.
My girlfriend's sitting behind me here, back in the other room. She bought me a bottle of Jack Daniel's Select single barrel.
There you go.
About 6 months ago, and wrote me a little note saying I could open that bottle whenever I signed my first publishing deal. And that was 2 days ago. I signed with Mr. Erik Dylan, Riley Green, and Warner Chappell. And so I filled this little
buddy. That's a big
coffee
deal.
mug with some of that before I left, and decided I'd sip on that tonight and kind of keep the celebration going. So.
Let her drive. Just let her drive you home, buddy. That's what I'm saying. This is your night, man. That's a big deal, man. Congratulations on that. People work really hard for a long time to sign a publishing deal. Just so everybody out there knows, that means that somebody believes in you enough to basically say, I'm gonna front your life. I'm gonna put some money in your bank account that says, I want you to go out and write songs. And that's a huge investment for somebody to say they believe in you that much. You should be really proud. Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Man.
Thank you so much. Yep.
Yeah, man. We got folks tuning in right now from Tupelo, New Hampshire, Philly, Georgia, Nashville, New York City, all kinds of places, man. Ready to hear you sing. But first, man, tell us a little bit about where you're from, man. Tell us about how you got here. That's what we want to know, Nick.
I'm from a small town in Kansas, about hour from you.
Yeah.
Hour from Erik. So I went to I played football at K-State, and I did that thing for a while, and I did a lot of reaching out to Erik Dylan. I was a big Erik Dylan fan, and
my one fan.
Well, nobody's perfect, you know.
I didn't know that I wanted to necessarily move to Nashville and make it a career. I actually had aspirations of trying to do the NFL thing, and that didn't work out. And so I ended up moving to Nashville and kind of just did the Nashville thing, slept on floors and delivered pizzas and just grinded it out for a while. Met some people, and me and Erik started writing songs and learned a lot with writing with Erik, how to write them, and kind of found my own crew as well.
Yeah.
Guys my age and stuff, and started to
ouch, Erik.
Are you saying I'm old?
I was about to say that hurt.
Hey,
speaking from somebody who's in Erik Dylan's crew, that kind of hurt me too.
Dave, we don't know it, but we don't feel like the old guys, but we're the old guys.
I know, man. That hurts my feelings a little bit.
But you move to town, you got to find the guys in the same class and stuff, and a lot of really good buddies, Eli Locke and Mark Wyatt and Baker Grissom and Tyler Chambers and Noah Hicks, and I could go on. But kind of found that crew and just tried to establish me as just a friend and a human being first, and then started to learn how to just write songs. And so very thankful for Erik, obviously, and thankful for everybody that's been a part of me being here. And it's obviously a special week for me, and so very thankful.
Man.
But
I'm
bottle,
really
buddy.
excited to have you, man. I'm so excited to see what you're going to do in this town.
We just appreciate you being here on your fallback plan, man. I mean, I hate the NFL didn't work out, but we appreciate you being here nonetheless. Everybody needs a plan B, right?
Absolutely.
Well, pick us a song, man. I want to hear what you got.
I'm gonna do one that I wrote that's coming out actually this fall/winter called First Truck. I wrote it with Erik here and Alexander Palmer. It goes like this. Bet you're still sitting in a junkyard covered in rust, thinking about us. The ragweed burnt CD still stuck in that Pioneer. Bet there's still a Route 44 styrofoam sitting on that old floorboard, and all the hell we raised in that rear view mirror. It's funny how a two-tone hand-me-down short bed Chevrolet can turn into a real rocket to the moon and the glory days. Wish I could go back sometimes, roll those windows down and drive, roll right to your house and pick you up, put a few more miles on my first truck. Baby, I can almost see you in my Wildcat hat, looking small town bad, turning every head on that speed trap road. And I can still hear you laugh when I punch the gas, jump them tracks like a couple of red dirt rolling stones. It's funny how a two-tone hand-me-down short bed Chevrolet can Could turn into a real rocket to the moon in the glory days. Wish I could go back sometimes. Roll those windows down and drive. Roll right to your house, pick you up, put a few more miles on my first truck. A few more miles on my first truck. It's funny how a two-tone hand-me-down short bed Chevrolet could turn into a real rocket to the moon in the glory days. Wish I could go back sometimes. Roll those windows down and drive. Roll right to your house and pick you up. Put a few more miles on my first truck. A few more miles on my first truck.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Mine was a 1987 S10 pickup truck, buddy. That's the first one I had. It was a hand-me-down, about 6 different shades of red, where it had been parked underneath everything and anything. Man, that's great.
Mine was actually a Ford.
Oh,
What's
well, then
funny-
I guess we can't be friends now then, huh?
What's funny is I write all these truck songs, but I drove a 1983 Thunderbird in high school with mag wheels.
What do you think? You're better than me?
They were gold when I bought them at the pawn shop, and I painted them black.
Of course you did. That's maybe the most Kansas thing I've ever heard in my life. There, Erik Dylan.
You want black wheels? Here's some spray paint.
Oh man, Erik Dylan, my pal, buddy. Tell us, this is your first time on the Southern Round Show, man. Tell everybody. I know you really well, but tell everybody else where you're from and how you got to Nashville and what's your story, my brother.
And I grew up in Northeast Kansas. Just always felt like I wanted to write songs, and moved to Nashville and worked. Well, you've all got the stories. Nick delivered pizzas, and I don't know what everybody else did, but we all did crazy things to stay in this town, and I did that for about 6 years, working in shopping malls, and I helped a doomsday prepper build a place out west of town, or like this eccentric guy. But the world did not end, so I got fired from that job. But what I did is just started playing. I got so fed up with not getting anything moving that I just started playing open mics, and I played over 200 in 2011. And it was a grind, and I hated every second of it, but I made so many good friends, and eventually got a publishing deal when a guy named Kip Moore saw me playing open mic in 2011, and that's how I got my first publishing deal with Cornman and Warner Chappell. And then you put your hard hat on and just get to work and try to figure out how to write songs, and I'm still doing that every day. I think we all are.
That's right, man. We're all trying to figure it out still. Even guys like you with your #1 hits and your records and all the accolades are still just trying to figure it out, right?
Yeah, there's such a fine line between a #1 and a song sitting in a hard drive too. We all know that. You know what I mean? But you just.
I know about one side of that. I'm working on the other side, though.
Oh man, your time's coming, man. Man, God blessed you with an amazing voice and a hell of a lot of songs sitting inside you. So I mean,
I appreciate you saying that. That's all we need to say about old Davey tonight. How about you playing us a song?
I will. So I'm gonna try another new one. This is like a new old one, I guess I'd say, because it was one of the first songs that I started writing when I got my first publishing deal in 2011 or 12, and never finished it, and it sat in a hard drive for a long time, and then we had this pandemic hit us, and I had a lot of free time to listen to old stuff sitting at the house, hanging out with the kids, and this one kind of raised its hand and said, I don't think you wrote it right back then, but you might be something. And so I did it. I started working on it, and I sent it to a friend of mine who tolerates my work tapes named Ray Fulcher. And I thank God that he listens to the stuff I send, because my wife is sure probably sick of hearing work tapes. But he listened to it, but when he was listening to it, his friend Luke Combs was next to him listening, and Luke fell in love with the song and called me, and we finished it together, and he ended up recording the song. So this song's had such a crazy little journey. I just can't wait for the world to hear it, but it's a different kind of drinking song. I wanted to write a different one that day, and Luke did too. So
hey, real quick, Eric,
Yeah.
before you play this, would you tell everybody what a work tape is? Just for folks who we sometimes we throw around stuff and not
Yeah.
everybody in the audience knows what that is. Do you mind doing that for me?
A work tape is when it used to be taking a cassette recorder and hitting record and just
Right.
recording you in an acoustic guitar so you can present that song to your publisher or not forget the song, honestly. Now
Right.
we've got iPhones and all of that stuff, so we just go into our memos and record
Yeah.
the song just with the iPhone mic, and honestly, that's how I like to pitch songs to artists, because
Right.
I don't demo a lot of songs, and a demo is what we call something where we take a song in to a full band in a studio and present it like it would sound on a record. But a lot of these new artists that are out there, they don't want to hear it with a full band. They want to hear the song again, and they want to make the decisions on how it's going to sound when their band plays it. So I love that. So and
Yeah.
it saves a lot of money on demos too. So because
Well,
the
it just-
iPhone.
And
It's a little
basically, we work with melody that we just kind of sing, and we don't necessarily transcribe those out into notes because half of us don't know a treble clef from a RC Cola. So
I don't. I mean, that's why I tried for 2 years. I went to MTSU trying to get into the songwriting program and couldn't get in because I didn't know music theory. So,
you showed them there, brother.
well, let's be nice. I did.
Hey.
I probably sucked back then, and I didn't know what I was doing. But we never know what we're doing. So,
I hear that, buddy.
but
Erik Dylan, y'all.
Yeah, this one is, it's called Joe, and Luke and I finished it on a Wednesday, and then I got a text from a friend of mine who said that Luke Combs just mentioned my name on the Opry on Thursday, and I said, no, he didn't, because I knew he wasn't going to do that, but he ended up performing this song the day after we finished it on the Opry, and it was pretty cool to see that.
That's
Normally
awesome.
we wait forever for a song to come to that point, but it's called Joe. I got a job and my name's Joe. Spend my days at the Texaco. Never show up late, never show up drunk. 'Cause when I get half lit, I'm a loaded gun. Took a couple wrong turns, did county time. Now I do everything I can to stay between the lines. I got a couple good buddies that all check in, say it's good to see you, brother, man, how you been? I can't complain, I'm doing alright, sleeping pretty good and staying dry. Thank the Lord every morning with a sweet amen for how far I come from where I've been. So here's to good days and better tomorrows, and a light at the end of the bottle. Some battles are fought on foreign shores, and some are fought behind closed doors. Some fall from grace, some lose their wings, and some find the peace salvation brings. I got a couple good buddies that all check in. They say it's good to see you, brother, man, how you been? I can't complain, I'm doing alright, sleeping pretty good, staying dry. Thank the Lord every morning with a sweet amen for how far I come from where I've been. So here's to good days and better tomorrows, and a light at the end of the bottle. Here's to changing, and here's to living. Here's to old sins being forgiven. And a couple good buddies that all check in. They say it's good to see you, brother, man, how you been? I can't complain, I'm doing alright. Sleeping pretty good, staying dry. Thank the Lord every morning with a sweet amen for how far I come from where I've been. So here's to good days and better tomorrows, in a light, that beautiful light at the end of the bottle.
Yeah, man. I'd play that the second day right after writing it on the Opry too.
Thank you, buddy.
Great song.
Yeah, it's a great song, dude. Thank you so much for sharing that, man. Look forward to hearing you more here in a little bit, but for the time being, Kevin MaC, you still awake over there? I know
Yeah,
you
man.
are.
I'm good, man. I'm just
Kevin MaC
enjoying-
don't sleep.
No, Kevin MaC.
He don't sleep.
Kevin MaC, he don't. Kevin MaC don't sleep at all, man.
Oh man, how's things hanging out there with you, my brother? I mean, I feel like I see you so much. I feel like we got to have something to talk about. And I'm like, I've already talked about everything with
Yeah,
Kevin.
I know. We played a bunch of shows together. Me and Dave were just up in New Jersey playing the Barefoot Festival, and
That's right.
we were in South Carolina playing down there, Carolina Country Music Festival. So we see each other all the time.
That's right.
But I mean, I'll tell you a little something too, man. Like my way, people see me host this thing too and play out, and my dude, I just opened for Fetty Wap this weekend. Like, I was out on the road. It's like my whole career doesn't make any sense. Like before COVID hit, I was on tour with REO Speedwagon, and then last weekend I'm playing with Fetty Wap, and I got my publishing deal, man, with a guy named Dr. Luke out in LA. Was my first pub deal. I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'm just a surfer kid from the block who loves country music, gospel music since I was a little boy, and grew up picking in church. And I got hooked up with a guy down there who's a radio DJ right out of college. His name's Brandon Stokes, but they called him Shaggy. And Pharrell Williams and Timberland and Missy Elliott, the Clips, Teddy Riley are all from Virginia Beach. And man, when I got out of college, man, I was just playing gigs and I was hanging out with those guys like Timberland and Pharrell and Missy and Chad Hugo, and those guys would come to my shows. And I started playing hip-hop festivals, but I played country music at the hip-hop festivals, and they used to just call me Country Kevin, and those were my friends. Those were my friends that I hung out with all the time. And, man, I played a festival with J. Cole and Ashanti, and I'm up there picking bluegrass and stuff, and a guy named Jay Cash was like, yo, man, you're dope. I want you to meet Dr. Luke. He flew me to L.A., and I met Luke, and Luke was like, dude, I just think I don't know what to do with you, but you're awesome. Here's a publishing deal. And I didn't know what a publishing deal was. But all of a sudden, I started getting money in my bank account. I'm like, man, this publishing deal is freaking awesome. And then Leslie DePiro hit me up, and she's like, hey, you need to come to Nashville and write songs, like 6 months into the deal. And I was like, oh, shit, okay, cool. So I ended up moving to Nashville and met a guy named Keith Stegall who produced a record on me, and he's a good friend of mine. And that's how I met Wyatt Durrette 4 or 5 years ago, and he's one of my best friends, and that's my story. So I came through country music through the back door.
What a producer too, Keith, man.
Yeah,
he's
what
good.
That's a household name around where I'm from.
Yeah, man. When Keith is a dear friend, we're playing. Actually, me and him are playing out the Floribama for that Frank Brown Festival in about a month.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're there the weekend before me, man. I hate that we're gonna miss you.
I hate it too, man. You should stay and see me. You should stay down there a week. And
No, you're there before me.
but no,
I made sure. No, that's all a lie. I made sure I knew when Kevin was gonna be there. I was like, y'all put me on the other weekend. I see this sumbitch all the time.
Oh shit! But no, yeah, Keith. In Nashville, I was coming to Nashville. I remember I would come and I met Dan Huff. I was lucky enough to get in these guys' house. But man, I'm just I'm a free spirit. I kind of like to do my own thing. I don't like authority. And it's like when I met Keith, he was like, man, just come here. I got you. He's allowed me to do whatever I want, and I'm having a good time. And I'm with me and Dave are with Blackstone Entertainment now, and Wyatt and Richard and Levi. And so I got good people around me, man. And it's kind of like the Lord's looked out for me. And But yeah, I'm Country Kevin from Virginia Beach, and those are. But yeah, this weekend, dude, I played with Fetty Wap.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. We should, dude. Man, when you come to the Kevin MaC show, I'm up there singing Sesame Street like Elmo, and then turn around and doing barn burners and just not giving a. We can't say it, but you know what? And I just honestly don't give one because I'm gonna sing a song tonight that's got the word titty in it. I'm gonna sing it because I just don't care, and I just don't give a shit. You know what? I'm gonna sing it now. Let's do it.
Kevin MaC, ladies and gentlemen, just giving anatomy lessons here on Southern Round tonight.
My mother, I wrote this song, man. I had this idea. It was called "Taking Out the Trash." And there's so many songs in country music about just country girls and how good they look, but there's some of them that don't look that great, and they still need to be taken out. When I was growing up, man, I played dives. Like the air smelled like cigarettes. The girls tasted like cigarettes. It was just cigarettes and beer. And this song's for them. This is called "Taking Out the Trash."
The one and only Kevin MaC, y'all.
I think I'm gonna record this song too. Well, I'm tired of these yuppie girls with their cowboy boots, diamonds, and pearls, their Coach bags, and their designer jeans. Like to go out to a trendy bar with the boys who drive them foreign cars. Put your beer in the air if y'all know the ones I mean. I want me a honky-tonk woman with some shimmy in her shake, who looks like Dolly but her titties ain't fake. She ain't afraid to flash them for some extra cash. Yeah, fat or skinny, Kevin MaC don't care. Glitter on her face, white rain in her hair. Tonight I'm taking out the trash. Boom, boom, boom. You like it, dude? Hey, let me tell you where you can find them, buddy. Well, you can find them at the Super Walmart, putting discount Pall Mall cartons in the cart, pack of panties and some Slim Jims, waiting on an oil change. She's got a triple WD tattoo. That means what would Winona do? Gotta love that muffin top popping up above her jeans. Kevin MaC wants him a honky-tonk woman with some shimmy in her shake, who looks like Dolly but them titties ain't fake. And she ain't afraid to flash them for some extra cash. We need some beer money, Dave. Yeah, fat or skinny, Kevin MaC don't care. Glitter on her face, white rain in her hair. Tonight I'm taking out the trash. I'm gonna sing it like we're in church. I want me a honky-tonk woman with some shimmy in her shake. Man, she looks like Dolly, but them titties ain't fake. And she ain't afraid to show them for some extra cash. Well, fat or skinny, man, I don't care. Glitter on her face, white rain in her hair. Tonight I'm taking out the trash. Thank you.
Dude,
that's country music, son.
You talked about white rain.
Yeah, dude.
Shampoo in a song, dude.
Yo, when I played with Fetty Wap this weekend, I sang that shit.
We had white rain in my house, brother. I grew up shampooing with that stuff now.
Hey, country music is about real lyrics in real life. And when your grandma, I used to do the Dapper Dan thing, man. My grandma would just sink my head in white rain, and that shit wouldn't move for a month. So White Rain, brought to you by Southern Rounds.
Mama got to use Paul Mitchell. She bought White Rain and Suave for us back in the day.
Hey, but that's. I just wanted to get it out of my system, man.
Well, we appreciate that, Kevin. You're always good for getting one out of the system, there, buddy. I appreciate that about you. Oh man, we'll see what K-Mac's got for us here in just a little bit, y'all. But Nick, I'd love to hear something else from you, man. I've enjoyed the last couple of things. Now you said you've got a song you're going to put out, the last one you're going to put out this fall or winter, correct?
Yes, sir.
And is that going to be a part of a larger project like an EP or a record? Or are you putting out a single first? What you got going on, man?
Yeah, 6 songs.
Oh, great.
We
produced
6 back. When did we cut that? Was it
4 months ago?
I think it was longer than that. I think it was probably 6 or 7. But yeah, just trying to figure out when to put it out. I kind of wanted to. Nick's gonna just release music. His songs are great. I just want to make sure that all of them impact one at a time, because I think if you just dump it all out there, But yeah, he's got some great stuff.
Yeah, man, good stuff will find an audience for sure, man.
Yeah, totally. I think so. And a lot of people back home are excited to hear it. And but yeah, Erik produced my first four songs that I ever released. 2 of them I didn't write, and then the other 2 I wrote with him. And I love the way he produced it, and just kind of how we worked together in the studio. And so we just cut 6 new songs, and he produced them, and they sound great. And I'm really excited for whoever wants to listen to hear.
Well, that's great, man. I can't wait for him to get out in the world and take him a listen, man. I won't hold your producer against you, not even for a minute. But yeah, play us another song, Nick. We can't wait to hear what you got, buddy.
Well, like I said, I just finally had the privilege of signing with Riley and Erik and Warner, and this is one that I was very fortunate to be a part of. That me and Erik and Driver Williams started this song, and then Riley Green really loved it and ended up finishing it with him. And so us 4 are on this song, and so I just felt like it was appropriate to play this tonight. It's called Miles on Main. It's about man, when I was in high school, we just used to drive up and down Main Street. I came from a town of about 1,000 people, and sometimes the only thing to do in that town was just fill up your truck and just drive up and down Main Street. You'd have the stoop or whatever somewhere and hang out, but you'd spend a lot of gas money just driving up and down Main, and this is exactly what that song's about. It's called Miles on Main.
Nick Walsh, y'all.
Back when freedom was a fixer-up Chevy, my first beer was my old man's heavy. I stole out of that shop fridge on a Friday night. Heaven seemed like a long ways off. Radio sounded like Tim McGraw, and everybody knew you buy your 4-wheel drive. We were putting miles on Main, sweating in the heat for a couple of bucks to buy beer and gasoline, so we could put some miles on Main. Yeah, back then we was all about getting out. Now I'd give anything to put a couple miles on Main. We all swore that the world dropped off 2 miles south of that Baptist cross, so we just turned around at the co-op sign. We'd head on down, set up shop. Miles south of that Hardy's parking lot, Barney'd run us off with his spotlight. And we'd be back to putting miles on Main. We were sweating in the heat for a couple of bucks to buy beer and gasoline, so we could put some miles on Main. Yeah, back then we was all about getting out. Now I'd give anything to put a couple miles on Main. I heard them back home boys wanting overtime. Well, I bet I know where they're gonna be tonight. Probably put miles on Main. Miles on Main. Back then we was all about getting out. Now I'd give anything to put a couple miles on Main. Miles on Main.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, I was sitting there listening to that song while you're playing, partially because that's what my job is to do, but partially because I enjoyed it. And, you know, I didn't grow up in a super small town. I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, large town, small city. But we had Brainerd Road, man. I mean, that's where it's less about the town and more about the people in it, and that's what kind of spoke to me about that. And I appreciate, actually, a guy named Roger Allen Wade, who is a Southern Rounds alum, has a song called Brainerd Road. You ought to check it out, man. I think you dig it.
Absolutely.
It's kind of about that same sort of thing, man. Roger's awesome.
Everybody
We also had a
make
comment. We had a comment from a guy named Mel Miller, said, for the record, Nick is one hell of a punter that the NFL missed out on. However, the music industry is sitting on a gold mine.
That's awesome. Nice.
You know Mel? Are you related, or is he?
I talked to him on Facebook a little bit.
Yeah. Nick was a really, really, really good punter. Like he kind of underplays it, but he blew out your hamstring?
Yeah.
At the NFL Combine. I mean, he was set to go to the NFL, and he called me from the hotel room, and he said, buddy, I can't go to the NFL. I just got injured at the Combine. Do you think that I really could write songs? I know you've been saying I could write songs, but if I moved to Nashville, do you think I could do that? And I said, in my heart, I truly believe it. The first time I saw him and he connected with me on Instagram when he was at K-State. I just feel like I can tell when there's something about somebody that is intriguing and real and honest, and that was Nick. So I'm kind of glad that hamstring gave up, because I think this is going to be fun, bud. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, I think I pulled a hamstring getting out of my recliner earlier today. I mean, that's where I'm at this point.
Oh,
in my
she's
life.
still tight. I haven't trained.
You ought to see. So when you co-write with Nick, if he doesn't like a line, he drops the shoulder and just takes you out in the room. So
thanks.
Yeah, he's a Bill Snyder boy. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Nick. Let's ride on Zoom sometime. What do you say?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Well, Eric, I love hearing you say that. And Nick, once again, thank you for that song, man. I really, really enjoyed that. And I know a lot of the folks out there did too. But it's interesting hearing you talk about Nick and your guys' relationship, and now your relationship as, a co-venture publisher for him, because what you're talking about to me, and what you saw in Nick is an advocate. And that's something that is hard to come by in this industry, to find somebody who, not only sees your potential in your song, but sees the potential in the person too, and what kind of dedication you have and what's inside. And man, at least personally for me, it took me years and years and years to find somebody that I connected with and who connected with me. So I appreciate you sharing that about the relationship that you guys have here, because again, that's something, just like things like explaining what a work tape is. That's what I love about this show, is that it opens the curtain a little bit and lets people inside to see, hey, these are the relationships that really make a difference in the music industry, at least in the songwriting part of that. And man, I won't speak for Nick, but I think it's great that you see something in another young songwriter and feel strongly enough about it to put not only your reputation, but your name and your dollars on the line as a publisher, man. That's awesome.
Man, I do it a million times. This guy's got something really special. And that comes from an underdog rooting for another underdog, I think. And we're friends because me and you have been underdogs forever in this town, Dave.
Some might call us dark horses, Eric.
Once in a while. But I do feel like that. I feel like my group of friends and songwriters that I've made in this town, we all kind of were. We were a little bit of the outcasts when we first got here, because
totally.
And I feel like we're starting to bring country music back to being a little more traditional, in a way that it's getting on the radio again, and we're doing those things. And a lot of that comes to meeting guys like you and Channing Wilson and Rob Snyder, and then us finding artists that are doing that out there, and they start coming to Nashville writing with us. I mean, we've got a ton of very traditional artists now to write for,
totally,
compared to 10 years ago. And
even if we weren't outcasts, we felt like out. You know what I mean? We certainly our attitudes. And
we were
inside.
outcasts.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm trying to sugarcoat it a little bit, but we certainly when I met you, it was like, all right, this guy, he's like me. He has that same sort of like kind of wanting to throw the finger up every now and again and say, no, check this out. Like I'm gonna show you what it ought to be. He'll see things the way they ought to be and try to push it that way, perhaps.
I do. I mean, I don't have anything against any type of music that is in the country genre, but all I ask is that there's room for us to doing a little more traditional music too.
Right on the nose.
So, and I mean, Channing Wilson and I, the first night we met, it was 2012. We didn't know each other from Adam, and he's sitting at the bar at Losers in Midtown in Nashville. I'm sitting at the bar. Yeah, imagine that, us doing that. And we ended up, guy got up, I moved one stool closer. We ended up next to each other, and we started talking, and he goes, we started talking about Guy Clark, and we're both massive Guy Clark fans. And then we started talking about Steve Earle, and then he said, buddy, why don't we take this drinks to the back room and start talking about music? And that's how I met Chandler, and we've been buddies ever since. And I'm glad that I think the road that we've paved and the road that you're going to pave is a little longer road, but it's worth it because you make some great friends, and I feel like we can play these songs for our kids one day, and they're going to go, Dad was really trying to do something, you know? And that's how I feel. Well, since we're talking about Riley, there's room for titties, too.
Son, listen to this. Daddy got a little country song for you.
But since Nick brought up Riley, I'd like to play the first song that Riley and I ever wrote together. He was coming up, just kind of gigging in the Southeast, and a guy named Bradley Jordan is a promoter in the Southeast, and he has turned me on to so many great artists that ended up becoming cuts for me and great friends for me. And honestly, why I get to stay in this town a lot is because of a guy named Bradley Jordan. So when he calls me and says to check out an artist, I always do it. So I love you, Bradley, if you're out there. But the first song we ever wrote, I had this title and little idea, and I didn't know Riley, but when we
Riley who?
Riley Green. Riley who? I thought, you know, I like the way this guy carries himself. I think we could write a song, but when we sat down and started this, I called my wife after the write, and I said, man, I think I met the future of country music. And I've never said that, you know, other than Luke Combs was the other guy that when I heard him at Revival, I thought the future of country music's right there. But and I think we're on the right path. But Riley and I started this song and finished it that day, and still one of my favorite songs we ever wrote. I'll play it for you. Who's gonna give a middle finger to the man give a damn about Jesus and Jones? Who's gonna fight, turn the wrong into right, throw a punch when your back's to the wall? And who's gonna drive them old trucks? And who you gonna call when you're stuck? Outlaws like us, yeah, we're still around. We spit, fight, and cuss and run one stoplight towns. We ain't got much, but it's more than enough to make a girl fall in love. With outlaws like us, we drink our beer 5 o'clock, 2 for 1 in some bar where they know our last names. We stand our ground, nothing to say, raise them up, boys, 'cause we ain't ashamed. And we still got pride in the South, and we don't let that flag hit the ground. Outlaws like us, yeah, we're still around.
We spit, fight, and cuss and run one stoplight towns. We ain't got much, but it's more than enough to make a girl fall in love. With outlaws like us, outlaws like us. So buddy, don't try pushing us, 'cause we still got guns in our trucks. Outlaws like us, we're still around. Spit, fight, and cuss and run one stoplight towns. We ain't got much, but it's more than enough to make a girl fall in love. With outlaws like us, we're still around. Spit, fight, and cuss and run one stoplight towns. We ain't got much, but it's more than enough to make a girl fall in love. With outlaws like us, outlaws like us. Who's gonna give a middle finger to the man? Give a damn about Jesus and Jones.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah, buddy, I was singing with you over here.
Great song.
We've done me and Dave have done shows with Riley too. He was nice enough to let us play together when we got snowed out somewhere. Right. And he said, well, come on down to Tifton, Georgia and play. And so we jumped in the van and we ended up not missing a gig that night. It was awesome.
Yeah. We were going to get snowed out of another gig. That was when we were touring with Channing and Adam Hood as the Dark Horses.
Yes. Those
that was a lot of fun. We had some good time. Yeah, Riley, you know, maybe more than any other superstar in this town that I know, honestly, he's really good about calling up his buddies. I mean, I've opened for him several times and played shows and giving an audience to folks that he enjoys and he believes in. I always appreciate him for that. He's a good dude that way.
Yeah, and it's great. Like on his tour, he's bringing out Corey Smith now with him too. So I mean, how cool is that? Like,
he always brings interesting folks out with him. I say that it's
props to him for doing that.
Not a lot of folks do that. I always appreciated that too, man. Thank you for saying that. K-Mac.
Yo, what's up? What it do?
Scott McCoy said, K-Mac, are you playing Shotgun Granny? You killed it in Wildwood with the barefoot.
Oh shit, yeah, that's my finale.
Oh, that's his finally there.
Yeah, we'll talk about old Shotgun Granny here in a little bit. But Nina texted me and said, Kevin, will you play Good Beer, Good Songs, Good Dogs? So I'm going to do that for Nina.
Play it.
I was writing with my buddy Jeffrey Steele, and it was COVID wasn't a thing. I just wasn't doing shit. Like, I hadn't been doing nothing. So he said, what you been doing? I said, man, I've been drinking good beer, hanging out with my dog, listening to songs, picking on my guitar. And we started talking. I said, man, I got an idea. I said, what about good beer, good songs, good dogs? Just something. I like to write stuff that people can, you know, that's like, hey, man, just keep it simple. I like the simple things in life. And so we wrote this song. And I had this little guitar riff. And if you know Jeffrey Steele, he's a firecracker, man. And
he's been on the show before. Yeah, we love Jeffrey.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And so this is good beer, good songs, good dogs. And this goes out to Nina. So there you go. Let me turn that guitar down a little bit. I want it to sound Well, listen, pretty good living when you love what you got. It only takes a little when you don't need a lot. Trouble don't seem so big if you keep it small. When the gas tank's full and the bills are paid, round here we call that got it made. Got everything we need to have it all. Good beer, good songs, and good dogs. Well, it's a crazy world that just keeps spinning. Gotta hold on tight if you're gonna stay in it. It's a roller coaster ride of life that'll throw you right off. You can't unplug the sun that's gonna wake us up to an effed up job. Don't pay enough, but it's worth the 5 days on to get 2 days off. For good beer, good songs, and good dogs. Lawn chair in the yard, lawn neck in my hand, back porch picking on rambling man, blue tick chewing on a stick all day long. I'm talking good beer, good songs, and good dogs. Well, it's a crazy world that just keeps spinning. Gotta hold on tight if you're gonna stay in it. It's a roller coaster ride of life that'll throw you right off. Can't unplug the sun that's gonna wake us up to an effed up job. Don't pay enough, but it's worth the 5 days on to get 2 days off. Good beer, good song, good dog. Gotta hold on tight if you're gonna stay in it. It's a roller coaster ride of life that'll throw you right off. You can't unplug the sun that's gonna wake us up to an effed up job. Don't pay enough, but it's worth the 5 days on to get 2 days off. It's worth the overtime for 2 days off. Good beer, good songs, all good dogs.
It's not a Kevin MaC show if he doesn't play a song about a dog now.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to play at least one every time, for sure.
I love my dogs, man. I like dogs better than I like people.
I heard that about you, buddy. I heard that about you. You already played that Taking Out the Trash song, though. Oh.
Well,
sorry. That was inappropriate, and I apologize to everybody and everybody else. But hey, we're gonna move right along with the round. I think we got time, boys, for maybe 2 more rounds here. So
okay.
I'm gonna do a little less talking, and I'm gonna let y'all do a little bit more picking. But Nick, I'd love for you to introduce another tune, man, and
cool.
and set us all on fire right here.
Well, just got word that Eric's wife and kids are watching. Just want to say, hey, Hawk. Hope you grow up to be a K-State fan.
And I'd
and
like
hello,
to apologize.
Towns.
I'd like to apologize to him. I'm sorry to Eric's wife and kids. Sorry.
It's okay. They learned some new words today.
That's cool.
Now I can blame them on you instead of me.
That's fine. I don't mind. Hey, cussing's fun, kids. Just wait till you're not around your parents.
So be good for your mom, and I love you.
Miss you guys. Can't wait to come out there and see the dogs again. Me and Ashlyn, my girlfriend, were just talking about Eric let us come out and do a little dog sitting, and that was the best time of our life. Got to stay out in Eric's house, get out of the city, hang out with dogs the whole time. It was great.
You make it sound like we have 20 dogs.
He has a dog farm.
He's got a pack over there.
Dogs, stacking up dogs and farms.
I'm trying to think how to get into this song. It's a song that kind of really... I don't really know how I wrote it, I guess. I wrote it with my buddy McCoy Moore, and it's kind of about... it's called Time, and we're in some weird times right now, and
that's a fact.
A lot of unfortunate things have happened in the last year and a half, and have happened in a lot of people's lives that have dealt with tragedy and just everything, and there's a lot of things that kind of ring the bell on your life, and the one thing that kills everybody is time. It's just a matter of when.
You can't run away from it, can you?
You can't.
When you sent me this, we talked about work tapes. Nick sent me this work tape, and I got it as a text message, and it's one of those songs where I remember where I was when you sent it to me. And,
that's cool, man.
I listened to it, and I thought, man, I need to get to work because this kid is he's gonna outright this whole town. So I need to start learning something from him. It's a really good song.
It was a fun write, and got to do it with one of my good buddies, McCoy Moore. It goes like this. Petals wither, paint chipped, Trucks rust, Wranglers rip, seeds turn to trees, turn to old love letters in the trash. Tattoos fade, bulbs burn out, beer goes bad, old barns fall down. Fall turns to summer, turns to fall, turns to summer in a flash. Sons become daddies, daddies turn gray. Years grow wings at the end of the day. The credits roll, your book gets closed, and you look back on your life and find that the deadliest thing on earth's a little thing called time. So, fall in love, stay out too late, make amends, eat the cake, tape a hard-earned dollar on the wall of a Key West dive. 'Cause sons become daddies, daddies turn gray. Years grow wings at the end of the day. The credits roll, your book gets closed, and you look back on your life and find that the deadliest thing on earth's a little thing called time. Never know how much you're gonna get, so pick and choose who you wanna spend it with. Send your prayers upstairs to the blue sky when everything's everything but a smooth ride. Sons become daddies, daddies turn gray. Years grow wings at the end of the day. The credits roll, your book gets closed, and you look back on your life and find that the deadliest thing on earth's a little thing called time. Yeah, the deadliest thing on earth's a little thing called time.
Yeah, that's lovely,
Thank you,
man.
Appreciate it.
That's good stuff, Nick. We appreciate you sharing with that with us, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you.
And get that man a little bit more of his damn publishing whiskey is what I'm talking about.
It's at home. It'll have to wait.
I don't want him remembering the words of nothing on this last song. We're celebrating here, buddy. We're celebrating.
I know.
You got
Erik Dylan, play us a song, buddy.
And this is off my first record that I put out. We were living in this little place in Inglewood, which is kind of East Nashville area.
I used to live in Inglewood.
Yeah, we were on McAlpine.
Okay.
And we were in this really cute stone house that was way run down inside. So we bought for the curb appeal, but didn't realize what we were getting into inside of the house, you know?
Yeah.
And refinanced the house to put a new kitchen in. And then I just was in my second year of writing songs and maybe third year, and I was just not getting any traction. Nothing was happening, and I was going crazy. And I know you guys have all been there where you're like, what do I need to do? You know, what can I do? And so my wife said, hey, why don't you take the money for the refinance on the kitchen and just go make a record so you don't go crazy.
Hell yeah.
And so I made a record called Heart of a Flatland Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And
y'all should all go buy it right now. It's fantastic.
But one of the songs on it, I just feel like it's that song that I don't know why I'm known for that song when people think of me as a songwriter, but I'm glad that they think of me when they hear that song and like that song a lot. But I just wrote it about my granddad when he passed away, and it's called Fishing Alone. I'll just play it and shut up. If I'd have known it was the last time, we'd be sitting on the shoreline. I'd have probably talked a little less about myself, I guess. Would have got to say goodbye. But
Lord, there ain't no crystal ball. Ain't no writing on the wall. Next thing you know, something's wrong. You get the news, drop the phone, you're fishing all alone. We never fixed up that old car. She's still sitting in the yard. We never did make Arkansas to fish for rainbows in the fall. I guess you just lose track of time. I got busy, he got old. Well, I got lots of time to think about these kind of things. Fishing all alone. Lord, I never saw it coming, but I guess you never do. I used to call him Sunday mornings, and I really don't know when it turned to every now and then. We never fixed up that old car. She's still sitting in the yard. Never did make Arkansas to fish for rainbows in the fall. I guess you just run out of time. You blink your eyes and then it's gone. Well, I got lots of time to think about these kind of things. Fishing all alone. Flies by, and it's gone in a blink of an eye. We should have fixed up that old Dodge while he was still around. Drove her down to Arkansas to wet a line and talk it out. I guess you just run out of time. You blink your eyes and then he's gone. Well, I got lots of time to think about these kind of things. Fishing all alone. I got lots of time to think about these kind of things. Fishing all alone.
Man. Well, I heard you played I don't know how many times, dude, but you got me on that one. You got me, man. You got me thinking about my Uncle Mike. I appreciate that.
Man, thanks.
Introduced me to John Prine. I love that guy, and I miss him a lot. Kevin, play a song.
I got you.
Because I'm going to sit here and cry.
All right, I'm going to make you. I'm gonna play you really bad. We'll make you cry even worse, but you're going to be crying for a different reason, buddy. Hey, I had an Uncle Mike too, man. Uncle Mikes are good, buddy.
I had two of them, man. I miss them both.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I'll dedicate this one to myself. Man, I just enjoy life, man. I ain't chasing nothing. I just having fun while I'm here. And this is a song. Wrote this on a cold, snowy January day. My buddy, my friend Paul Overstreet. I go over to his house sometimes and write tunes with him. And I got a friend named Jacob Lyda. And man, I had this first line of this song, and I kind of had written the song with Jacob, and it just wasn't good enough. And so I went to Paul's house that day. Paul, he wrote Forever and Ever, Amen, and When You Say Nothing at All. And
yeah, he's been on the show before, man. He's great.
Yeah, she thinks my tractor's sexy. And, one thing that I love, I want to say two things. One thing I have that whenever I leave this town, whenever I go back home to Virginia Beach one day, because that's my home and that's where I will be, by the ocean in Virginia Beach. But I am so happy that I got to know these OGs in songwriting, guys like Keith Stegall and Paul Overstreet and Bob DePiro and Kent Blasey. And when I came to town, these legends of songwriting just took me under their wing, and they just became my friends. And that meant more to me than anything, is having these guys I could pick up the phone and call, or anytime. They would always write with me, and I'm just really happy about that. Like, you know, I might not ever have a picture of me at the Grand Ole Opry or something, but I got pictures of me and these guys that when they're one day when the Lord calls them home, I can say, man, these guys were the shit, you know, and these guys were great. And so, and then too, for you, Erik, man, you got a good wife, buddy, to let you. Yes. Let me tell you, all four of us got good women, man, because it takes a strong woman to stand by a man who chases this stuff. You know, it's hard on us, but it's hard on them too, because they want to see all the dreams come true too, and if they believe in you. This guitar I'm playing, we sold our house a couple months ago, and we got another check in, and I handed it to my wife, and she handed it back to me and said, "Go buy you a new guitar." Like, who the hell, you know, who does that? And I was like, "See ya."
Loves you.
Yeah, I ran like hell, boy. I said, before they changed her damn mind, I was gone, and turned my phone off on the way to Bruins. So, but no, I wrote this song about I like the Floribama, and I wrote this with Paul and Jacob. So, but anyways, the song sucked, and then I finished it with Paul, and it got good. So here we go. She was a bartender down at the Floribama from a little small town south Indiana. Said she came here for a week or two, but 2 weeks turned into a month of June. I just smiled as she poured my beer. Said, "I bet you been missing them old John Deeres." She just laughed and said, "F all that, I ain't never going back." Got caught up in a summer, caught up in the dream, caught up in the sun, in the sand, in the salt, in the wind. Now I never want to leave. I let one day sort of turn into another, and just like that, I got caught up in a summer. She said, "If I were you, I'd take that Chevrolet, find somebody with a boat, make a little trade, get out on the water and make a few waves, and that's right where I'd stay." Caught up in a summer, caught up in a dream, caught up in the sun, in the sand, in the salt, in the wind, and you never want to leave. Just let one day sort of turn into another, and just like that, you'll be caught up in a summer. Well, it's been 3 weeks and I'm still here with my Floribama girl on my boat drinking beer. I got caught up in a summer, got caught up in the dream, caught up in the sun, in the sand, in the salt on her skin. Now I'm never gonna leave. I let one day sort of turn into another. Here on out, I'll be caught up in a summer. Caught up in a summer.
Yeah, buddy.
That's Kevin MaC, y'all.
Thank you. That's for Paul.
A Southern Rounds original here, y'all. We're gonna do one more round here, and I'm just gonna kind of get out of the way. We're gonna go lightning round style and just let you guys take it over and move on through here. But once again, y'all, we appreciate everybody tuning into Southern Rounds. I hope y'all will follow us on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else, and kind of keep in touch on upcoming shows, not only here on the live stream, but when we get out and actually start performing some of these things live. We're going to take not only guys like Kevin and myself, but folks like Nick and Erik. We're going to be calling on them and trying to bring them out to shows also. Any of the people you've seen on here, we're going to try to get out here amongst you before too long, so make sure you're paying attention to that. But in the meantime, let's do one more round, boys. Nick, I'd love for you to start us off, man. It's so great to meet you here.
Thank you so much, brother.
One thing cool, too, I don't know if you guys know it watching, but Nick and I can watch all the comments on the screen,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, I'm like trying to read them.
So we're reading everything coming in, too. So that's I'm glad you guys are liking this.
Thank you, brother, for having us. And
oh, man, thank you for being here, buddy.
Thanks for all the comments, and it's a pleasure to be here. I don't know if, can you hear me, Ashlyn? Okay, she can. Yeah, my girlfriend's back there. I'm gonna play one that I wrote about her because she's done a lot for me in my career, and we were just talking about that, and driving me to shows all over, and buying merchandise and all that stuff, and just really being a big supporter and bringing me closer to God, and writing me notes before every shows, praying with me, before every show, and it's just, she's been a really big blessing and saved my life in a sense. So I'm gonna do one that I wrote about her. It's called "If She Ain't an Angel." I'm a Friday night, she's a Sunday morning. I'm a Harley in a hurricane, she's a shelter from the storm. I'm a little more lost, she's a little more found. I'm whiskey bound, she's glory bound. If she ain't an angel sent from up above to save me with her love, she ain't heaven on earth. When they ring the bell, send me straight to hell. If she ain't an angel, if she ain't an angel, if perfect was a place, she's got the key. I'm a back row sinner, she's a front row seat. She ain't got no halo, she ain't got no wings, but she's got a heart of gold. She believes in me. She ain't an angel sent from up above to save me with her love. If she ain't heaven on earth, when they ring my bell, send me straight to hell. If she ain't an angel, if she ain't an angel, if she ain't an angel.
Hell yeah, man.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
Man, I dig that, man. Y'all, that's Nick Walsh. Y'all make sure
Thanks so much, man.
You're paying attention. He's going to be dropping some songs and an EP coming up this fall or winter. Little did you know, I don't know how many of y'all are paying attention to me and Eric both on our phones right there, but we're basically just setting up rights.
We set up while you were singing that song. Dave said, can I get in on that? And I said, yeah, we write every Thursday. Come on. So,
buddy, we're always working that machine now. You know what I mean? No, that's good stuff, Nick. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Mr. Dylan.
Have you heard Dave Kennedy sing before?
No, he don't need to hear that.
Oh,
I want to.
He's one of my favorite singers.
I'm fixing to
earth.
after this.
Y'all heard anybody just yell real loud? That's pretty much all you need.
Whatever, like.
Erik Dylan, play us a song, buddy, and don't make me cry this time. Damn, son, I can't go through much more.
You've been in a Ford E350 Econoline van many times, right? With a trailer behind it, doing that thing.
A time or two.
I was writing with my buddy John Randall, who's one of my favorite songwriters around, and we couldn't think of anything that day. And this dog jumped up on the couch next to me, and he said that. I don't know where that dog came from, but we're adopting him. He's just a stray dog. And I said, man, maybe we should write Stray Dog and talk about the road a little bit. And so we did. Mm-hmm. But, this is going to be out on the next record I have out. I'm trying to figure out when to just get in and record that thing. I'm kind of having more fun helping guys like him, just write songs, and I just love writing right now. I feel very creative, and I'm so pumped up that there's guys like you coming to town, because I feel like I'm having a blast every day writing songs right now. So, but I promise you I'll put this one out. But this one goes out to Marty Boyles, and he's probably in Alabama or Tennessee. I don't know where he's at right now, but he's one of my good buddies. And
that was the Marty, by the way, a while ago that said that. I can confirm.
And I met him through Riley. He's a good buddy of Riley's and all that crew down there. But he's a good dude, and he knows good songs. So when he tells me to play one that he likes, and I'm gonna damn sure play it. So this one's called Stray Dog. I've watched the same old sunset from a million different towns. I've howled at the moon all night, and I've slept on the ground. Seems like I've been everywhere and nowhere all the same. Been called 1,000 things, but nobody knows my name. Just an old stray dog. Out here on the road again, ain't got a prayer, ain't got a friend, and it's been so long. I spent half my life just a-running, and the other half getting home. I've had somebody take me in more than a time or three, but every time the new wears off, I'm back out on the street. And when it comes to free, man, what you see is what you get. If I ain't a four-legged rambling jack, will I be a son of a bitch? Just an old stray dog. Out here on the road again, ain't got a prayer, ain't got a friend, and it's been so long. I spent half my life just a-running, and the other half getting home. Maybe someday I just might fall in love. If they ever make a fence that I can't jump, just an old stray dog. Out here on the road again, ain't got a prayer, ain't got a friend, and it's been so long. I spent half my life just a-running, and the other half getting home. play this one live, I make the crowd all go. You can do it at home. I guess if y'all watching at home, we all go, "Ow," together.
Oh man, what a great song, dude. I love you, buddy. I appreciate you being here so much. Buddy. I appreciate you bringing Nick here to our attention, man. Nick, I can't wait to hang out with you and write some tunes with you, bud.
Absolutely,
and listen to you play and see where this journey takes you.
Thank you so
Y'all,
much,
thank
brother.
you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to get all the business out of the way because I know Shotgun Granny's going to come over here in just a second and take us home. But y'all, thank you everybody so much for tuning into Southern Rounds. Thank you for tipping the artists that we brought in here tonight. I hope you guys had a good time. I certainly did. Pay attention to the socials. Again, we're going to be putting out information on the shows that we've got coming up, both here online, and then we're able to get out and do some live shows as well. So we hope you guys will tune into that. Thank you always to Preetham and Nina and Richard and Wyatt and everybody behind the scenes. Thank you guys for helping put on this show. Without further ado, y'all, I'm going to get out of the way and let old Granny over here just take you to the house.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Yeah,
what you got, K-Mac?
I'll tell you what I got. Thank you to the boys at the studio, too.
Yes.
For hooking up. You boys sound good over there. Got them Gibsons sounding real sweet. So this is a little song. I wrote this with, I'm really excited for next year. I wrote this with Dave and Channing Wilson and Wyatt, Durrette. And the night before, talk a little bit about Granny. The night before we wrote this song, Channing was singing this thing about our buddy Chef Rusty, and he was just going, when the chef drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey. You know, chef don't drink no beer. When the chef drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, so we're all drinking whiskey around here. And it just stuck in my head, and I shit you not, that night I had a dream that I kind of like dreamt that this first verse, and I said, man, let's make it about a granny. Hear me out. Like, we were sitting down, I said, what if let's write a story song and call it When Granny Drinks Whiskey. And all I had was, well, I saw Grandpa with some old girl who wasn't Grandma.
Now, hang on a second. I have to interject here because I was there. This is one of those, comes in, now Kevin is one of those, he'll go to bed a little early. Yeah. And he doesn't drink and hang out quite as late as me and Channing and Wyatt did. So Kevin comes in bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning with this, hey, y'all, I got this about this granny. And I'm still shaking off the night before because
you were still drunk, bro.
I am not. I'm a lightweight, but I like to hang. And so, like, we're all a little bit groggy, and he is ready. Dude, he was shot out of a cannon with this song. I love it.
Yeah, man, I had this, and then I just remember Channing was sitting across from me. Wyatt, we were just like at the Bluebird is kind of how we were sitting, and Channing was just belly laughing the whole time. And I was like, we got something. So, this is my Shotgun Granny hat, and I am proud to say next year you'll be able to get you a bottle of Shotgun Granny's Double Barrel Tennessee whiskey, all because we wrote this damn song together, boys. So this is the story of Granny, and this is called When Granny Drinks Whiskey. When Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, 'cause Granny don't drink no beer.
No beer.
When Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey. We're all drinking whiskey round here. I saw Grandpa with some old girl who wasn't Grandma. When he saw me, he ran like hell, grabbed me by the arm and said, you better not tell. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, 'cause Granny don't drink no beer, no beer. When Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey. We're all drinking whiskey round here. Well, it's Sunday supper, I let it slip. How Granddaddy really broke his hip. You could see the anger in her one good eye. She pulled up a bottle of that Tennessee rye. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, 'cause Granny don't drink no beer, no beer. When Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink the whiskey, so we're all drinking whiskey round here. Well, my granny said she done had enough. She got some shotgun shells and a big old pinch of snuff. She was running down the hall, just a hollering whore, blowing buckshot through the bedroom door. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, whiskey, so we're all drinking whiskey round here. Good Lord, I'll be damned if it wasn't her sister bumping her old man. She gave them a wink and a crooked smile. Now she's a widow and an only child. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, 'cause Granny don't drink no beer. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink the whiskey, so we're all drinking whiskey round here. Well, the moral of the story still reigns true. Don't let my granny round 100 proof. That gunpowder smell that's down the hall is all I got left of my grandpa. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink whiskey, 'cause Granny don't drink no beer. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink the whiskey, so we're all drinking whiskey right here. Yeah, when Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink the whiskey, 'cause my granny don't drink no beer. No beer! Granny drinks whiskey, we all drink the whiskey. We're all drinking whiskey round.
That's Kevin MaC, y'all. I don't know what we can do to finish her up any better than that. Thank you to Nick Walsh. Thank you to Erik Dylan. Thank you to Kevin MaC. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. My name's Dave Kennedy. This was Southern Rounds. We'll see you back here in another couple of weeks. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.